Hello, everyone. Today, we will talk about Austria. Austria's history is the story of an ancient and diverse country, with its chapters spanning greatness and challenges that have shaped the identity of this distinguished nation at the heart of Europe. Let's begin exploring this deep history together. The beginning, ancient times and the rise of the Roman Empire. The land of present-day Austria was part of the Roman Empire in ancient times, where the region was ruled by the Romans as part of the provinces under the empire. Over time, the areas that now form Austria began to grow, settle, and develop communities. This land, initially inhabited by Celtic peoples, was invaded by the Romans in the 1st century BC. In the 4th century AD, the Western Roman Empire collapsed, and the lands that are now Austria saw the rise of various kingdoms. This was the beginning of Austria's journey as a future independent state, despite its integration with major European powers of the time. Austria in the Middle Ages, the rise of the Habsburg dynasty. With the onset of the Middle Ages, the Kingdom of Austria emerged under the Habsburg dynasty. In 1278, Rudolf I of Habsburg was crowned King of Austria, marking the start of the Habsburg family's rule, one of the most powerful ruling families in Europe. Over the following centuries, Austrian lands expanded significantly thanks to alliances and wars. In the 15th century, Austria came under Habsburg rule, and their influence spread beyond Austria, encompassing much of Europe. Austria became part of the Holy Roman Empire, which included numerous small kingdoms and states in Central Europe. By the 16th century, Austria had become a major political and economic power. However, despite its strength, Austria faced continuous conflicts, such as wars with the Ottomans, which posed a real threat to the region's stability. During this period, Austria became a haven for culture and science, with key figures emerging in philosophy and the arts, the Austro-Hungarian Empire. In the 19th century, Austria underwent radical political changes. In 1804, the Austrian Empire was declared under Emperor Francis II, ushering in a new era of greatness. In 1867, the Austro-Hungarian Empire was formed after an agreement between Austria and Hungary, creating one of the largest empires in Europe. This empire included many ethnic groups, such as Germans, Hungarians, Slovaks, Czechs, Croats, and Serbs, which contributed to a significant cultural diversity that deeply impacted Austria's identity. During this period, Austria became a cultural hub in Europe, with music and the arts flourishing, producing iconic musicians and artists like Mozart, Beethoven, and Schubert. Despite this greatness, the empire faced internal tensions. Conflicts between Germans and Hungarians, and ethnic struggles among different peoples affected the stability of the empire. By the early 20th century, the union between Austria and Hungary began to collapse. Austria after World War I. After World War I, Austria suffered a major setback. In 1918, following the defeat of the Austro-Hungarian Empire in the war, the empire was completely dismantled. The modern Republic of Austria was established, facing enormous challenges due to the war and economic collapse. The country needed to rebuild itself after a long period of imperial rule. This period saw significant political transformations, including the rise of authoritarian regimes in some European countries. Austria experienced internal unrest, particularly with the emergence of fascist and communist ideologies in the region. Austria between the World Wars and its annexation by Germany. In 1938, a significant event occurred in Austria's history when the country was annexed by Nazi Germany in an event known as the Anschluss. The Austrian people became part of the Third Reich under Adolf Hitler, leading to Austria's integration into Hitler's state during a critical phase of World War II. During this time, Austria suffered severe persecution, with many cultural landmarks destroyed and numerous citizens exiled or arrested. However, Austria was liberated at the end of the war. Austria after World War II. After World War II, Austria was divided into 4 occupation zones by the Allies: the United States, the United Kingdom, France, and the Soviet Union. However, in 1955, the Austrian State Treaty was signed, which ended foreign occupation and restored Austria's independence. In the same year, Austria adopted a policy of military neutrality, meaning it decided not to join any international military alliances. This decision became a core element of Austria's foreign policy. Modern Austria, cultural and political role. Today, Austria is one of the most developed countries in Europe. Its capital, Vienna, is not only a political and economic center, but also a great cultural hub, home to many remarkable architectural landmarks such as Schönbrunn Palace and St. Stephen's Cathedral. Vienna is famous for being the birthplace of some of the most important classical music composers like Mozart, Beethoven, and Schubert, which has given it a global reputation in the arts. Austria is among the countries with the highest standards of living in the world, offering excellent healthcare and education services, and it is considered one of the safest countries. Current information about Austria in 2024. In 2024, Austria covers an area of approximately 83,879 square kilometers, making it a medium-sized country in Europe. The population of Austria in 2024 is around 9 million people. Its capital, Vienna, is considered one of the most beautiful capitals in Europe, with a rich culture, historical ambiance, and modern contemporary life. The city is known for its unique architectural landmarks, numerous museums, theaters, and opera houses, which give it a special charm. Conclusion. As we have seen, Austria has been a political and cultural center in the heart of Europe throughout its long history. From the ancient empire to a modern state with stability and progress, Austria remains a model of cultural diversity and a protector of its rich heritage. By preserving its cultural identity, Austria continues to contribute to the building of modern Europe and faces global challenges. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon to get all the latest updates.